feel there is space in the Black community for emotional rest that isn't performative?
I think there's space if we do the work.
Okay.
But looking back at like my family and the women in my family, I don't think that they necessarily had the space to rest or do rest emotionally. I think that they've always had to carry so much. And whether that goes back to like generational trauma and things like that, and them not understanding it or understanding themselves to be able to let it go. I think, I don't think they have that space. And I think that looks like putting on a mask. That looks like crying now and going out this room and wiping your tears. And not even speaking about it. You know, I don't think there's a safe space for conversation in our community. And so that brings judgment and it brings shame and it brings internalization. And then you just go about your everyday life and you go outside and you smile and you laugh and you go home and you're still hurting, you know?
Why do you think our mothers and grandmothers associate rest and shame?
Because,
or rest and weakness, maybe.
Or rest and weakness. Because they've always had to be so strong. They've always had, like, even for the men, like, I personally don't think that the men truly allow their women to be safe. And, like, people love to throw around the alpha male, the submissive woman. Do you know what? I don't think there's a problem with, like I said, a man being a man and a woman being a woman. To some extent, as a woman, I feel like you do submit, right? But who am I submitting to? And what am I submitting to?
A lifetime of fuckery.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Like, sorry, what am I submitting to? And it's like, if only we had... But again, I think it's also them not understanding their own trauma. You know? And so if we all had an understanding of the things that we've gone through and we're able to fully be through love and through integrity, then maybe we'll allow each other that space. And I think each other is very, very, very important. Although I do feel like women do allow that space more than men.
Why do you think that is?
Because naturally we're maternal. Naturally we are loving, and we want you to, you know, feel safe.
True.
But I do say each other, because in that same breath we're gonna say, but you should have been to get it. Like, we need to allow each other that space.
That's true.
Yeah.
Without condition.
Without condition.
Because I feel with us, we're very women. Well, people. Let's just say people. We're very good at loving, but there's always a condition. So I can love you until, I can love you if, like.
Yeah.
And then with that, what we fail to understand, those conditions that we're putting on other people, we also put on ourselves. And then this is what causes many of the problems, or the limitations, or all of these things.
Yeah. And then that going back to the question, which was the end bit.
That isn't performative.
Yeah, then it goes back to that being performative, because I feel like it's like, okay, I'm gonna love you if you do this, but then I'm gonna perform so you do that, you know.
So, but then where did we learn how to perform as a child?
Yeah,
and we were taught to perform from kids. That's crazy.
Early.
And then with that, we've been taught to lie to ourselves, to suppress ourselves, to self-abandon, and all those things. It's crazy, isn't it?
No, it really is. Yeah. And it's sad to see, because when you look back at your lifeline and you see your grandma and your grandma's grandma, and like, it's like you completely abandon yourself.
Yeah, for real. And you don't trust yourself and your own thoughts, you just don't trust yourself.
And I find it so sad.
Yeah.
Like, I wanna hug my grandma's younger child, like my grandma's younger self, because it's like you didn't know better, but I know better for you, and it's like you're still in that same space. I find it so sad.